Hi, I'm Roger with the Kids Hope Alliance, and I'd like to share a quick video that will step through the process for how to do March payments during the special circumstances related to closures for this month. This example is for unit-based contracts, those doing units of service, and the closest example is for after-school providers. We have a four-step process that begins with ensuring that the units of service that you actually provided in person to students are recorded in SAMIS for the period March 1 through March 13th. Now, that first week of March, you certainly would have been providing services. The second week would have been DCPS, spring break in most instances for most programs. So make sure that that's completed and is accurate in SAMIS. If you have sign-in sheets for that period, please upload those as you normally would. Step two applies only for the number of contracted seats that you ordinarily would be serving. Many organizations over-enroll and provide services for more than their contracted seats. So step two would only be for the number of students that you're contracted for. For that number, you would record a 1 in your units of service input module per participant for service dates March 14 through March 31st. Now we say that, but we don't record anything for the weekends. So this would be your Monday through Friday if you're a standard after school program. And again, if you have, let's say 100 students you've contracted to serve, but you're actually seeing 105, only do this for the 100 that you're contracted for. So 1 unit of service for that 100, if that's your contracted amount, for each of the service dates between March 14th and March 31st. And again, be careful not to accidentally put that on your Saturday and Sunday, for example. Once completed, now you will have the entire month of March addressed in SAMIS and the UOS input module. For almost all after-school providers, that means you'll have a full week of services in the first week, nothing in the second for spring break, and then the rest of the month as described in step two. Step three might be something that data managers usually do not do. If that's the case, please share this information with your finance manager. But step three is to generate the standard program units of service activity report for the month of March, as you would do every month of the year for your reimbursement. And then you would attach that activity report to the reimbursement line item for units of service in the standard method. That then would show all of the units of service actually provided the first week, and then those that you're showing to reflect virtual services that we're trying to encourage for the last 2 weeks of March. This way, everyone should get paid more or less what they would expect to for the month. And I'm going to pull over an example and show this to you actually on our development system if you need a visual reference. If not, and you fully understand steps 1 through 4, you need not watch the rest of the video. But let me pull this over for those who might want to see it in action. And here I have a test program on our development system. And in this example, I have 40 enrolled students. And for the first week of March of service days, Monday through Friday, the 2nd through the 6th, you see I've got what appears to be generally what happened for all of these students. So now I'm going to illustrate that the second week of March, for my example, with spring break, it should be left open or null in that case. The third week is where we'll begin the virtual services. And remember what I said in step 2, that we will show 1 unit of service per date per student up to our contracted amount. So in this example, I'm saying that I'm contracted to serve 20 students. So I show that 1.0 for 20 students for the entire week. The rest of the students that I normally serve, because I over-enroll, I'll leave those blank because that's above the contracted amount. And then I'll just do that again for the following week. Here we see the 23rd through the 27th, and the same thing up to the 20th student in this case. And then I think March had actually 2 days in another week, and we've got that covered as well. Remember, there were no weekends, and that should cover the entire month. So what does that do for me? Now I can run the program unit of service activity detail report for March 1 through March 31 for my program name. And in just a minute, we should have a report. There it is. And there we go. That shows in this test example, $5 per unit. I've got 397.5 units. And so that is the amount that my finance manager would request in the reimbursement under units of service line item. Now, if the finance manager also has value added items such as lease rent or other allowable cost, whatnot, they'll still do the same thing. Attach the documentation for that, a scanned PDF for receipts, ADP pay stubs, whatever the case may be. But this is how you do the units of service line item. So really nothing changes except on the data input side where you show those virtual services, step 2, for the number of contracted seats for each of the days through that period, March 14th through the 31st, not counting weekends. If you have comments or questions, technical questions, you can contact my team at SAMIS at coj.net. If you have more contract-related questions, please contact your contract manager as you normally would. We also have the KHA info at coj.net mail group set up right now. That's kind of a special contact information that Dr. Grass will see. And if you have special questions related to March and how to do this, feel free to contact her at or us at khainfo at coj.net or the SAMIS team at samis@coj.net. So I hope this has been helpful, and thank you. Stay safe.